What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken, and today we're going to talk about 10 titles that I am most anticipating for the month of June 2022. 10 4K and Blu-ray titles. And look, May was definitely a huge month for new physical media releases. June is pretty good. It's a good month, but it definitely doesn't have as much to talk about as May did. But I think we could all use a moment to kind of catch our breath after the juggernaut month that May was. So before we get into talking about this stuff, guys, and we're going to talk about my 10 most anticipated for June. We're also going to give some honorable mentions as well. And I'm going to talk about some other notable stuff that's coming out in June as well. Just kind of giving you the full overview for the month, letting you guys know what's coming out so you can kind of pick and play in your spots as well. But before we get into it, I have to ask, if you're first time discovering me here on the Mid-Level Media channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button for more great content. I do tons of stuff on this channel, mostly centered around the world of physical media. New Blu-ray and 4K reviews. I do news updates every single Monday in the form of the Physical Media Report. I do Blu-ray hunting videos, collection hauls, unboxing. Just if you like Blu-rays and 4Ks, all this stuff behind me right here, owning the movies that you love, you'll definitely love this channel. So hit the subscribe button. Also, be sure to like this video and comment down below. I need to know what you're the most excited about coming out in June. Like I said, there's a lot of really cool stuff that's coming out this month, and I want to know what you guys are excited for. So let me know in the comment section below. Also, turn on those bell notifications for all future videos. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with my first most anticipated title or titles. I'm going to cheat here a little bit. I'm going to include two titles because I just feel like they go together. But The Bridge on the River Kwai and Lawrence of Arabia are getting beautiful 4K Steelbooks on June the 7th. So I am excited to pick these up. I do not own The Bridge on the River Kwai on 4K, so this will be a first-time buy for me on 4K for that movie. Lawrence of Arabia I have as a part of that Columbia Classic set, but this is the first time this is going to be released individually. So those that didn't get a chance to get this 4K with the Columbia Classic set, because it was released as that box set, not individually, you'll get a chance to pick this up for the first time, and that will be $31.17 for the Lawrence of Arabia Steelbook. And the Bridge on the River Kwai is actually a little bit cheaper. It's going to be $27.99. So great looking Steelbooks. The artwork on these are insane. Sony is doing these Steelbooks. So, you know, Lionsgate's kind of been king of the Steelbooks so far, but these Steelbooks actually look pretty awesome. They kind of rival the Lionsgate a little bit. The only downside to them is they don't have those gorgeous, you know, slip covers that go over top of them. So, but I'm excited to pick both of these up. Again, Lawrence of Arabia is going to be a double dip. It was originally like $60 when they first announced it. I was not going to get it at that price point, but down to $31.17, I will definitely dip my toes in and grab that Steelbook because they are both gorgeous looking Steelbooks. Now, these are not Best Buy exclusives like the Lionsgate are. You can actually order both of these on Amazon.com right now. I'm going to try to link all of these pre-orders down below in the description. So all the stuff that we're going to talk about here today, or most of the stuff that we're going to talk about here today, I will have a link down below to pre-order if you want to do so. So yeah, definitely looking forward to both of those coming out on June the 7th. Now let's get into my second most anticipated. Again, this is in no particular order. It's just 10 titles that I'm most anticipating. But my second most anticipated is a movie that came out in theaters this year. I'm so excited to see it because I didn't get a chance to get out in theaters to see it. But The Northmen is coming out on 4K and Blu-ray, and I'm pretty sure it's getting a Zavi exclusive Steelbook as well on June the 7th. And this is coming out from Universal, and this is going to cost $29.99 for the 4K, which I am definitely going to get the 4K because a movie like this, just a big epic, like period piece fantasy type film, it's gonna absolutely look incredible in 4K. So I've heard great things about this movie. I heard some people say it's not as good as people make it out to be, but it's still good. So I'm excited to see it. It's a Robert Eggers film. I love The Witch, The Lighthouse. I need to watch that one again to kind of formulate my thoughts, but it's definitely an interesting movie. I like Robert Eggers as a filmmaker. He's a great filmmaker. He definitely captures that period piece setting incredibly well. So I'm looking forward to watching The Northmen when it finally comes out on 4K. So that's definitely my second most anticipated. Getting into my third most anticipated is another film that everybody's raving about that I didn't get a chance to go out in the theaters to see. Surprise, surprise. But you know, it's okay. I'm a physical media guy. I wait for the stuff to come out on disc and I watch it at home. And I enjoyed that. So the next one, look, the third one we got to talk about. This is an A24 film. This is called Everything Everywhere All at Once, a film starring Michelle Yeoh. From what I hear, like, this is the true multiverse of madness. I know the Doctor Strange movie came out, but this is like the true multiverse of madness. I've heard that they did the multiverse stuff like way better than Marvel could ever think to do it. So I'm super excited to buy this one. It's getting a 4K and a Blu-ray. So this is a Lionsgate A24 title. They don't really do that too often when they release them on 4K as well. I think the last one that they did that for was The Green Knight. So I'm definitely looking forward to picking this one up in 4K and giving it a watch for the first time. The next one that we're going to talk about is a Criterion release, and this is my fourth most anticipated, and this comes out on June the 21st. A lot of really cool stuff comes out on June the 21st, but this is Shaft. You're damn right. Coming out on 4K on the Criterion Collection for $34.99. So I have never seen the original Shaft. I saw the one with Samuel L. Jackson, the remake, in 2000. I haven't seen the most recent one, but I didn't hear good things about that. But I'm excited to check out Shaft for the first time in 4K. It's definitely an iconic movie, a legendary movie, and it's just a really cool choice, for Criterion to put out 4K. The cover art on this is absolutely insane. So I try to pick up at least one Criterion release a month, and then the rest I'll wait for the sale. And this is definitely going to be the Criterion release of the month for me. So I am super excited to watch Shaft for the first time in 4K and probably do a review for you guys on June the 21st. And now, again, this is going to be $34.99. So not a bad price point for a 4K for the Criterion Collection. The next one that we're going to talk about, my fifth most anticipated, is a movie that a lot of people have said is going to scare the bejesus out of me. Probably will you too, but it's an alien abduction film called Fire in the Sky, and this is coming out from Shout Factory on June the 21st for $24.99. So this is the only one of that June Scream Factory, Shout Factory slate that didn't get delayed. A lot of the other 4Ks got delayed, like Dog Soldiers and Funhouse got delayed to July, but they kept Fire in the Sky in June. So this is pretty much the premier Shout Factory release in the month of June, and I'm definitely excited for this one. It does have an imprint release that I've thought about getting so many times, but when Shout Factory announced it, I was like, I'm just going to pick this up. But I've heard great things about this movie. I heard it's super scary. I already have a tendency to be a little frightened and scared of like the alien abduction horror stuff. Just that fourth segment in VHS 2, I think it was, at the end has always freaked me out. And then Signs is one of my all-time favorite movies, the M. Night Shyamalan movie. So stuff like that just creeps me out. So I think that this movie is going to do the trick. So I cannot wait to watch Fire in the Sky when it comes out on June the 21st. So the next one that we're going to talk about, my sixth most anticipated of June, is Giant on 4K. This is coming out on June the 21st from Warner Brothers for $19.99. So a good price point for this new 4K. I have not seen this one before. I know it's a popular older film. It's got Elizabeth Taylor in it. It's got James Dean in it, Rock Hudson. So it's got a killer cast from back in the day. A lot of people, were saying this movie's pretty great. So I'm excited to get this one on 4K, watch it for the first time, and give it a review for you guys. Now, it does look like on here right now that this is going to be one of those Warner Brothers titles like The Outsiders that doesn't release with a slipcover. So that might be a problem for some people, but I'm gonna grab it anyway. I'm looking forward to getting it. Again, it's at an affordable price point at $19.99. So it looks like a cool release from Warner Brothers, and I'm always excited and down to revisit more classic films in 4K. So definitely excited to watch Giant in 4K when it comes out on June the 21st. So the next one that we're going to talk about, this is another movie that came out in theaters starring Nicolas Cage that I didn't get a chance to go see, but I've heard incredible things about, and I'm so excited to finally check out The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent when it comes out on 4K and Blu-ray on June the 21st. So this is going to be getting all kinds of exclusives, and I'm a little bit torn on this because all these exclusives look absolutely incredible. You have a Target exclusive, you have a Best Buy exclusive, no Walmart exclusives as of right now, at least I don't think. I think it actually does, like maybe with a poster. I'll look into that and post it in here when I actually do the video. But getting a 4K, the 4K slipcover looks incredible as well. It's getting a Blu-ray release, so I don't know what I'm going to get with this one. I do want the Target edition. I might get the 4K slipcover as well, and I might get the Steelbook. I might get all three before I actually see the movie because they're just such incredible, looking Steelbooks and stuff. Plus, it's a Lionsgate Steelbook, and I will collect all of those. I love collecting the Lionsgate Steelbook. So, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage. I'm so excited to see this one. It's got Pedro Pascal in it. Just an incredible cast, and I cannot wait to see the meta Nick Cage kind of acting like himself and all the puns and stuff and all the references from his older movies. Can't wait to see it. So I'm so excited to watch that one for the first time. That is my number 7 most anticipated. Now let's get into my number 8, and this might be a little bit of an under the radar pick for June, but this is Edge of Sanity. This is a horror film starring Anthony Perkins. This comes out on June the 21st from Arrow Video. This is going to be $27.99. So yeah, very excited to check this one out. I just rewatched Psycho for Hitchcock Month. I did an entire watch along of that on the channel, so you can go check that out if you haven't haven't already, but I just get so drawn into Anthony Perkins as a performer in that movie, and I just can't wait. I've seen all the Psycho sequels. He's great in those, so I cannot wait to watch another Anthony Perkins horror film and just see how he performs in that one compared to the Psycho film. So very excited to check this one out. I know very little about it, but it's a really cool artwork by Arrow Video, and yeah, I'm just so excited. I'm always down to check out more Arrow Video titles, so very excited for this one to come out on June the 21st. And my 9th most anticipated is also an Arrow Video title, and that is True Romance, coming out on 4K on June the 28th from Arrow Video for $42.99. So the price point on this one is a little steep, but what they've been doing recently with these price points, I've noticed, is when it gets closer to release date, they kind of drop them down to about $33, $34. They did it with RoboCop, they did it with Wild Things, and a lot of times these will be in Best Buy as well, so you might be able to pick this up in Best Buy. So I'm hoping that price point will come down a little bit. So I didn't get a chance to get True Romance when it came out last year because it was an overseas release, and I just didn't import it. I just didn't feel the need to import it back then, but I'll absolutely pick this up now. I'm very excited for it. It's definitely a great Tony Scott film, a great script by Tarantino, Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette. Haven't seen this movie since I was a kid. I was probably like 12 or 13 the last time I watched this, but I'm definitely excited to dive back into this one and kind of see how it holds up. I feel like it'll almost be like a first time watch for me with this. And yeah, from what I've heard from people that got the import and overseas release, this is an incredible transfer by Arrow Video, which you would expect nothing less from them. They always do great transfers with their releases. So yeah, True Romance on 4K is my 9th most anticipated of June. Now let's get into my number 10. This is another movie that I remember watching at a very young age. I think like maybe 14 or 15, but this is a movie starring George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez. This is Out of Sight, coming out on 4K on June the 28th from Kino Lorber for $27.99. It'll also be receiving a Blu-ray release as well for $19.99. So yeah, Out of Sight, I remember really enjoying it when I was a kid, but I've heard a lot of people say this movie's actually really great. I just remember watching it as a movie and thinking, oh, this is okay. This is a pretty good movie. A lot of people said it's a really great film. So I'm excited to jump back into this one on 4K, and Kino Lorber's been killing it with the 4K transfers and putting out these 4K releases. They just got the deal with Paramount, so they're really going to be amping up their production. And yeah, Out of Sight looks like an incredible release. I love the artwork. I know it's the original poster, but it just looks incredible. It looks like it's going to really pop in my collection when I add it to it. So that is my 10th most anticipated. Let's get into some of my honorable mentions, because like I said, there's a lot of really cool stuff coming out in the month of June that I'm excited for. So we got The Weatherman coming out on Blu-ray, another Nicolas Cage film. This is coming to Blu-ray for the very first time. I watched this movie for the first time like a year ago on DVD. I had the DVD in my collection. Really love this movie, so I'm excited to get this one on Blu-ray and, you know, just have it in my collection. I'll rewatch it at some point, but probably not right away. So The Weatherman on Blu-ray, I'm excited for. It comes out on June the 7th. We also have Grease 2 coming out with a Steelbook on June the 7th. So I have the original Grease Steelbook. So I'll probably end up getting this just to match my Grease Steelbook and just add it to my Grease collection. I haven't seen Grease 2 since I was a kid, but a lot of people say this is an underrated one. Of course, the first one's a classic, but not a lot of people say that Grease 2 is their favorite of the Grease franchise. But I'm excited to get the Steelbook. It's great artwork. So they've just been killing it with Steelbooks and making me excited to be a Steelbook collector again. So I'm here for it. So yeah, the Grease 2 Steelbook coming out on June the 7th. We also have Euro Trip coming to Blu-ray for the first time on June the 14th. So this is actually delayed. I think it was supposed to come out in April, but they couldn't get the unrated cut. They couldn't finish the transfer on the unrated cut, so they were going to release it just the regular cut. But then the outcry from the fans was just too much, and they had to take it off the slate and then do the unrated cut like they originally planned to. And now they're putting out the unrated cut of Euro Trip on Blu-ray on June the 14th. So yeah, Scotty Doesn't Know and Matt Damon, all that stuff. This movie's great. If you haven't seen Euro Trip, absolutely fantastic. Morbius comes out on June the 14th, and I am morbidly excited to check out Morbius on 4K. Again, I don't know if this movie's going to be any good. It's probably going to suck. But I want to get this one on 4K, and I want to watch it. I want to review it for you guys and talk about it just with my first time watches. I've heard horrible things about this film. I've heard some people really like it and think it's really cool. I'm not a huge Jared Leto fan. I like him in some stuff like Dallas Buyers Club, but yeah, I'm going to check this one out and see how it is. I don't know. Morbius on 4K comes out on June the 14th. It's going to have Target exclusives and Best Buy exclusive Steelbooks. I'm probably just going to get the regular 4K cover. But yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark is getting a 4K Steelbook on June the 14th. So I'm probably going to end up picking this one up. I'm probably going to end up buying all these on 4K because the artwork, it's a classic poster, but they're just too cool to pass up. So I'm excited for that. We also got another Nicolas. This is the month of Nicolas Cage. I'm telling you. Vampire's Kiss comes out from MVD Rewind on June the 21st. So yeah, I'm excited to pick this one. This honestly almost made my top 10, but I had to cut something because there was just too much. But yeah, Vampire's Kiss, MVD Rewind. I'm excited to watch this one for the first time. I do have a DVD copy that I got at the Dollar Tree, but I haven't watched it. So this will be a first time watch for me for the MVD Rewind. And hopefully I'll be able to do a review for you guys and give you all my, for what I see, this is like Nicolas Cage's most outlandish, crazy, insane performance. So I'm excited to check it out. Universal Soldier comes out on 4K. It's getting that Lionsgate Steelbook, that fire Lionsgate Steelbook treatment. Again, it already has a 4K release, but now it's getting a 4K Lionsgate Best Buy exclusive Steelbook on June the 21st. So I will collect all these, Lionsgate Steelbooks. I'm not going to discriminate. Again, I haven't seen Universal Soldier before, but I will buy it. I don't care if I've seen it or not. All of these Steelbooks are going to be mine. I love collecting the Lionsgate Steelbooks, so it looks like a really cool one. An early Roland Emmerich film, so I'm excited to check this one out. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, looks like a cool film, so I need to watch it. We also got Killer's Kiss, which is one of Stanley Kubrick's first film, coming out on 4K from Kino Lorber on June the 28th, so definitely excited to check this one out. Check out early Kubrick. Haven't seen this movie before, so this will be a first-time watch for me. Now let's get into some other notable titles that are coming out in the month of June, because again, June's a good month. Again, it's not as good as May, but it's got some stuff coming out. We got The Contractor on 4K coming out on June the 7th. It's a big movie that came out. I'm not really that excited for it. I think it's got Chris Pine. I think it was on streaming or something maybe, but the Bourne Complete Collection 4K and 4K Steelbook. So this is the complete Bourne collection. It's got all 5 movies in it. They're re-releasing that in this new like slipcover and Steelbook edition. I'm not a huge fan of the Bourne movies. You know, maybe I need to buy them at some point 4K, rewatch them and give them a second chance, but I'm just not too excited for this. But this comes out on June the 7th. We also got Ambulance on 4K and Blu-ray coming out June the 14th. This is something that I believe is on Peacock right now, so I might give it a watch on there. And if I like it enough, maybe I'll buy it, but it's not something that's going to be a priority for me. Uncle Sam comes out on 4K from Blue Underground on June the 21st. Maybe I'll buy this in a Blue Underground sale at some point, but it's just something I'm not interested in picking up right away. A-Team's getting a Blu-ray set coming out on June the 28th. Again, I'm not familiar with the A-Team. I know a lot of people are excited for this release, but it's just not something I feel like I need to own right away. Fantastic Beasts, The Secret of Dumbledore is coming out on Blu-ray. It's getting a 4K. It's getting a Steelbook. Likely a Target exclusive as well. Probably something in Walmart, but this comes out on June the 28th. I couldn't be any less interested in a Harry Potter Fantastic Beasts film. I'm just not a big fan of that franchise, and these movies just, they feel like a snooze fest. I just get tired looking at the cover of the Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore Blu-ray, but yeah, I'm not going to get this one at all. Firestarter is coming out on Blu-ray on June the 28th. So that was a film I watched on Peacock, and I'm glad I watched it on Peacock, and I'm glad I'm done with it. I will never watch that movie again. It is hot garbage. So look, that is it, guys. That is the overview of June and letting you guys know the 10 most anticipated titles, my 10 most anticipated titles for the month of June. Let me know in the comment section below what your 10 most anticipated, your 5 most anticipated, just what you're looking forward to the most in June. Let me know in the comment section below. Also, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you like Blu-rays and 4Ks, you'll definitely love the content on here. So hit the subscribe button and also turn on the bell notifications for all future videos. Follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are in the description, and we'll see you next time.